Hello, and welcome back to the Voices in Action concert, a 12-hour long, amazing performance and conversation marathon to help build racial justice movements in the United States of America, the not so United States of America. We are here and we are doing this all to benefit the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, which I don't know if you know is the country's first and foremost civil and human rights law firm. It was founded in 1940 by Thurgood Marshall, that Thurgood Marshall, the one who became the first African American U.S. Supreme Court Justice. The LDF was launched at a time when the nation's aspirations for equality and due process of law were stifled by widespread state-sponsored racial inequality. Kind of like this time. From that era to the present, LDF's mission has always been transformative to achieve racial justice, equality, and an inclusive society. We have the opportunity right now to give generously. If you are feeling the music, if you've been feeling the conversations, if you've been feeling the community, I want you to do two things right now. One is go to the website, voicesinaction.concert.com, and give to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. If you can give a monthly donation, that's even better, but give generously. It's going to take all of us to turn this ship around, man. It has not been a good first 500 years or so. And so we all need to be part of making the change that we need to see in the world. And that means we need you to also invite your friends and family. So if you're on Facebook, start a watch party. If you're on YouTube, share that link, just tweet it out, put it on Instagram, whatever it is you need to do to invite your peeps. We have some amazing conversations and performers coming up. You're not going to want to miss it. And your friends are going to be pissed if you didn't tell them about this cool thing that was happening. All right. So we are ready now for our next guest. We're going to be hearing next from Alyasa Ali Sewell, who I hope I said your name right. Dr. Sewell is an associate professor of sociology at Emory University and founder and director of the Race and Policing Project, advancing quantitative approaches to racism studies. They assess empirical links between the political economy of race and racial health and healthcare disparities using policing and housing policy data. Did I butcher your name? I'm very sorry.
No, you didn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, and you're doing such important work. We need that information. We need that concrete data so that people don't just be like, everyone just needs to feel happier in their hearts, right? Like we need to be able to describe the problem and describe what the solutions can be. That's your work, yeah?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, we can go in a couple different directions. I do study the illness risk of police violence, friskings, use of force, and more recently, actually, police killings, and particularly legal intervention deaths, which essentially is a time when a police kills in the line of legal action and a medical examiner says, yes, that was a police fault. So not kind of what they're saying with the Eric Garner and the George Floyd, it was heart disease or his asthma. No, a medical examiner says, this is it. So this is essentially the formal acknowledgement of state-sanctioned murder, of state-sanctioned violence. I can come back to the work, but I actually want to I want to read a poem. Before I became an academic, I was a poet. And when you need to detox, when I need to detox, I write. So this is something I wrote, was a little bit into it, which is very difficult to keep seeing videos and hearing things online and the radios and the TVs and doing the work, doing the regression analysis, the statistical analysis. I needed a way to kind of release some of that negative energy. So I wrote a poem. It's called hashtag, not another hashtag. And if we can go back 5 years, when there was a police killing, we would put hashtag Sandra Bland, hashtag Erica Garner, not Erica, but hashtag Eric Garner. We would do hashtags, and we kind of don't even do that anymore. It was like hashtag RIP, rest in peace, rest in power, rest in paradise, Sam DuBose. And I'll start there today. Not another hashtag. These tears won't stop flowing. RIP, Sam DeBose. Because everyone is sleeping because I just watched the video, because I've driven through Cincinnati without a front license plate. And I now know I could not have made it home, because I know what it's like to make a mistake and pay for it. See, in Florida, the cops pulled me over a night I had left my driver's license at home. I flashed my university ID, and they gave me a $75 ticket instead of shooting me in the head. Hashtag RIP Mike Brown. These tears won't stop flowing because I've laid beside death, so I can vividly imagine what it's like for a dead body to lie on the pavement for 4 hours. Because that could have been my nephew, because that could have been me, because I jaywalk. See, sometimes I'm too high or too drunk or too mad or just don't give a fuck to walk on the sidewalk. Hashtag RIP Eric Garner. These tears won't stop flowing because I can't breathe isn't a hashtag for me. Because sometimes without a police arm wrapped tight around my larynx, I, asthmatic, cannot breathe. Hashtag RIP Sandra Bland. See, these tears won't stop flowing because I've been a single woman alone on the highway, stopped by a police looking for trouble. Because there was one time when the rainbow wasn't enough. Because I know I'm just a colored girl in a world that doesn't love me. Because I know the politics of respectability won't save me. I even know what it's like to want to die. But hashtag if I die in police custody for whatever reason, you have my permission to get turned up. Hashtag RIP Sandra Bland. See, these tears won't stop flowing because I almost hit a police car once. The morning after a night at the club, a bright Sunday morning, I was speeding through downtown Atlanta. The sun caught my eyes as I passed over a hill and, not to my knowledge, through a red light. The police car sped by. We barely missed each other. I knew I was going to jail. Scared, I pulled up to the next light, stopped the car, and got out, hands shaking, praying. I knelt down to the pavement and raised my hands in the air because I slept in my bed that night. Hashtag RIP Dylan Taylor. See, these tears won't stop flowing because I know the incredulousness of an extended stop, because I know the bewilderment of arrest, because I know the camera flash of a mugshot, because I know what it's like to lay against the gray cold floor of a jail cell. Because OJ for me doesn't mean orange juice or old John Dare down at the corner or OJ Simpson or even, oh, Jesus, help me now. Deliver me from these metal bars, from this rubber, from food, from this cellmate using ketchup, from eyeliner and blush and fucking lipstick, from the other jailmate down the hall howling at the moon through the night, from this randomly flickering overhead light, from this OJ, this orange jumpsuit grabbing at my crotch, from this, oh Jesus, I cried at the sight of blue skies. At least hashtag, I'm not another hashtag. Hashtag RIP Tarika Wilson. These tears won't stop flowing because a text in the middle of the night isn't always a booty call, like the ones I sent to my 3 friends in March 2007. I'm in Martinsville, in jail. Come get me, please. Because Martinsville is 99.5% white and the sitting capital of Indiana's Ku Klux Klan. So it shouldn't surprise you that I answer no when he asks me, do you know anyone who lives here in Martinsville? Well, I know someone 20 minutes away. Ma'am, that's not going to work. Would you like a ride to the hotel? And I am allergic to police lights and police cars and police suits, and I'm unable to pretend, shook my head and said, no, I can walk. Because only then, at my show of resistance and independence, did they arrest me. Because that one exchange rolls through my mind every time I see the lights flash through around me, or the state patrol perch on the side of the highway, or a Steak and Shake, or a bronze 2003 Lexus ES sedan. Because I wondered that night, if I had a white friend who lived in town or white skin, would I have ever needed to wonder what would happen to my Black body if I were able or willing to say yes. Because after all the encounters I've had with the police, most of them my own fault, I'm not another hashtag. Hashtag say their names, Amadou Diallo. Say their names, J.H. Crawford. Say their names, Rekia Boyd. Say their names, Tamir Rice. Say their names, Ayanna Stanley Jones. Say their names, Antonio Zambrona Montes. Say their name, Tony Robinson. Say your name. Say their name, Angel Chimangoa. Say their name, Pearlie Golden. Say their name, Katherine Johnston. Say their name, Tony McDade, Breonna Taylor, Corinne Gaines, Elijah McClain, George Floyd, Rayshard Brooks. Say their name. We don't need another hashtag.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that.
Yeah. That was heavy, but there's a feeling inside of me I have a random word for. Moving. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. I just want to end. I know I have about a minute. So y'all mentioned that I study quantitatively police violence, and that's such a hard thing to think about. There are numbers, there are statistics, and one statistic that people don't really talk about are the people who are left behind, the people who see this stuff that's going on. And the most recent paper that's coming out in a journal, Ethnic and Racial Studies, shows that women have a 30 to 54% increase in the risk of cardiovascular disease. This is diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, when they live in neighborhoods where police kill, where there are higher levels of intervention deaths. And I wish that that was it. We have 10 to 12%, 14% increase in morbidity, chronic conditions if you just live in a neighborhood where there's a pat down, 10% increase where there's use of force, and psychological distress, men more so likely than women. If you live in a Black neighborhood and police are more likely to use force, you're more likely to have asthma, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure. And if that was not it, in predominantly white neighborhoods where Black and brown people are targeted for use in force, sickness prevails there too. So we're all losing. There's no winners in here. We think, oh, it's over there, it's someone else's problem. No, it's all of our problems. And I think it's time for us to really take seriously the impact of state-sanctioned violence, both lethal and non-lethal, on our bodies, and the way in which those things not just affects us when we look at a video, but it literally breaks down our bodies. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So important.
Oh, Jacqueline, you know, I work with college students and I'm always talking to them about looking behind the numbers, looking behind stereotypes. People of color get blamed for our health disparities all the time, but, you know, we just heard those statistics, and knowing that the state is adding to those health disparities is just so frustrating, but something that we need to lift up.
Yeah. And the state is adding to those health disparities even more aggressively right now in a time of COVID, right? The federal government's and many state governments' decisions to basically let the disease run rampant is mass murder of Black and brown people, right?
Yes. Oh, okay.
It's a hard transition to make, right?
It is a hard transition to make, but like I said, when I work with my students, I tell them we have to complicate things, and this is a complicated world. This is a complicated moment. But I also tell them that we need to find joy in everything. When I'm organizing, we talk about joyous rebellion all the time. So we hold dance parties, we do comedy things, and that's what we're getting next.
Yes.
We're going to have some laughter.
Which is good for our health.
It is, yes. So comedian Priya Prasad, witty, intelligent, and rich with the cultural experience of an urban East Indian American woman. Prasad was featured on Susan Alexander's Five Funny Females comedy tour and Jabari Davis and Associates showcase. A fiercely funny competitor, she won the San Francisco Speech Therapy Comedy Competition, was a Bay Area Black Comedy Competition semifinalist, and was on NBC's Last Comic Standing. So let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Hi.
Thanks. Hi, guys. Nice to be here. Thank you to Katie Tupper for including me in this I've known her since elementary school, so it was really nice of her to include me in this important work you guys are doing. I've been logging on and off all day and seen some amazing performances, but I feel like everybody has been introduced as doctor or PhD, so I'm highly unqualified, I think, to be here. But being that I'm the only Indian who never went to the spelling bee, so it's fine. I appreciate being here. This is really every comedian's nightmare to tell jokes and not hear any laughter. So thanks for making my nightmare come true. It is year 82 of the quarantine. I have completely let myself go. I've lost my keys in my eyebrow somewhere. It's one brow. And I hope none of you have me on HD screens because I look like my evil twin right now. My hair is grayer than a Seattle afternoon. And we're just dealing with it. What else? Because of this whole COVID staying at home situation, I've developed some new habits, I guess. One is which I now keep eye drops on my coffee table just in case I want to stay up all night and binge watch a Netflix show that will be there tomorrow. So I don't know why I need to stay up all night, but that's a new thing. I also have started doing strange art projects. I'm not sure what this is. I don't even know if you're supposed to hang it this way or this way. I'm not sure, but this is where my life is now. I also, a couple weeks ago, I spent $100 online purchasing puzzles because I'm 2 years old. And I got the receipt for the puzzles on my email, and I go to open it up and I read it, and I can't read it because it's all written in Chinese. So I'm really looking forward to those puzzles showing up, if ever. I've also been wondering why they're still sending Amber Alerts to our phones during the stay-at-home situation. Because I'm going to be of no help to that. I'm not that green Ford Explorer drives through my living room. I don't know what I can do to help you. I'm staying at home, remember? I don't wear pants anymore like the rest of you. I'm not sure my jeans are going to fit me ever again. There's a lot of questions going on in my head about how I'm going to recover from staying at home. I feel like I'm on an episode of Naked and Afraid, but at home. Anything to anyone? I don't know. I was on a 3-hour Zoom meeting the other day, and in the middle of the meeting, I was like, why is my shirt wet? There's a little wet, because I had accidentally left my jaw open and I drooled on myself. When did that become something I have to watch out for now? So that's happening. Basically, I'm killing quarantine life, you guys. I'm really doing a good job. I live in LA and originally from Seattle, Washington. That's where I get my skinny white girl voice from. And I'm used to white people. So you guys are great. You guys take things that Indians have been doing for thousands of years and make it your own, yoga, turmeric. Turmeric is ours, you guys. And we don't put it in coffee. I don't know what that is all about. All good. It's all good. I went to a private school in Washington for college where I was counted as one of the 32 African Americans on campus. Is that for some reason they didn't have room on the sheet to say one Indian. So that's my college life. I true story. I had a professor. I want to say it was a English lit class or something like that, where we were reading old timey books. And She was doing professor was doing that thing where, you know, she looks into her students to see who hasn't spoken up lately. And she chose me and she was like, Priya, I'm going to ask you this question. What do your people think of the use of the N-word?
Oh my God.
Oh no.
And I was like, well, my people, we're not really fans. It's more of a North Indian bread. We're talking about naan, right? We're South Indian. So that's how I feel about naan. She never asked me a question again. But that's my experience in college, though. So you can imagine. But then I moved to Oakland after college. I lived in Oakland for 17 years, and I just really, that was like where I found myself. And there's no joke there. So just tell me about my life. Let's see, what else can I tell you guys? I turned 40, and that was 3 years ago. And I'm living the 40 life. What they don't tell you about your 40s is, as a woman, it is the on-ramp to menopause town. So everything that can go wrong with your body is going to start in your 40s. Yeah. Your thyroid is going to give up. You're going to have to wear a sleep apnea machine at night. And your cat is going to attack you every night because she thinks an alien is eating mommy's face. And you're going to wake up in the morning with like a face mask, acne situation on your face. Yeah, adult acne is everything. Too much information?
No.
I don't know. I might find my husband after doing this. Let's see. Why don't I'll just leave you guys with this. You know, people always ask me if my parents know that I'm a comedian. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 43 years old. I'm not going to lie to my parents at this point, but they don't know I eat meat, so don't tell them that. They know I do comedy, but, and they've always been really supportive, which I'm very thankful for. As Indian parents, I'm surprised they haven't disowned me at this point. I mean, I've had every job under the planet, including changing oil in cars. What Indian woman changes oil in cars? I don't know. I did. But I digress again. I'm surprised my parents haven't disowned me. But I remember once a long time ago, not that long ago, but my dad sat me down and he was like, look, I don't care what you do with your life. He's like, you can be anything you want to be, choose any career path you want to choose, and I will support you. You could even be a janitor. And you hear my mom in the background going, don't give her crazy ideas. And my dad was like, you can be a janitor as long as you're the best janitor out there. You should aim to be the janitor at the White House. And I was like, oh, that's your measurement of success, right? Although this is during a different presidency, I don't know how you feel about being the janitor during this administration because there's a lot of shit to clean up.
Yeah.
That's my time.
Yeah.
Political joke.
Oh, that was cleansing.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know I'm not alone in my quarantine behaviors.
Oh, good. Good. You're drooling on yourself too? Awesome.
Drooling on myself, naked and afraid. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Yeah.
This has been great.
Priya Prasad. Yes. Woo! And if you liked that, how should you show your appreciation, Veronica?
Well, you can do a very simple task. Let's share this show. Share on Facebook. Start a watch group. Watch party.
Share the link. Share it on Twitter, YouTube. But we are here to raise some serious money.
Yes.
$100,000 to support the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund because there is a lot of shit to clean up, and they are experts at helping us clean that shit up. They've been experts, and they've been doing this long before most of us have been woke about what is going on in this country. And so throw some money at them, give them a one-time donation, or even better yet, become a monthly donor so they know they can count on your $5, $8, $50 a month.
Perfectly said, because you are brilliant as always. I love you.
I love you. I'm going to go into a love fest here.
And I love our next performer. I had the pleasure of seeing this next performer sort of as a very young performer coming up in Boston's queer scene in the 90s. And now she is like literally like tearing up international charts. We're going to get to hear shortly from Rajulari Landell, who has worked her way up through Harlem's Billy's Black to standing room only shows at Drum on New York's Lower East Side. She's had a #1 R&B album on the UK charts and a Billboard Top 200 R&B hip hop. Her journey from choir singer to Berklee School of Music to New York clubs has been full of exciting twists and turns, and I'm so excited and proud of her. And I can't wait to hear what we're getting from her tonight. So let's hear from Rajulari.
Since we moved here, I have met such a community of diverse people who really enjoy each other, enjoy being around each other, enjoy learning from each other, enjoy building community. That is what I think America is about, right? That is what we want to see in this world, right? Why are we talking about stuff from the past? Why are we talking about 1950, 1840? Why are we doing that? Why are we going backwards instead of going forward? But I think what can change it ain't in Washington. It ain't on TV. It ain't on CNN. It's here in this room. It's the connections that we have. It's the way that we speak to each other. And I just want to say, people of color, non-people of color, don't be afraid to talk to each other. I think it's such a hot topic, it's such a hot issue, that sometimes you may be afraid to even have a conversation with someone who doesn't look like you. Well, I challenge you tonight, take the risk, have the conversation, get to know people, because that's the only way we're gonna change. If I'm over in my corner talking to all my friends that look like me, and you over in your corner talking to all your friends that look like you, how are we ever gonna understand each other? We have to have moments like this, have rooms like this, and have connections like this, okay? So I'm gonna be nice. I ain't gonna say nothing about the orange man and how funny he looks and how mean he can be. I'm not gonna do it. I said I was gonna be nice. But what I do wanna say is, despite what you hear in the news, don't let it make you afraid. Don't let yourself be so consumed with what you see on TV that you forget how powerful we are when we're united and how powerful we are when we're together, not apart, together, okay? So I'm gonna say, I don't wanna get riled up. We're gonna speak about it in the music. This song is America, and it features, I also wanna mention Brittany Evan Williams over here, vocalist. She's one of my background vocalists. Can we give her a hand? Hello, Dazzle. But this song features a very special person to me. There are people that you're born with, there's family that you grew up with, there's family that's your blood, and then once in a while you marry into a beautiful family that becomes closer to you than blood. And this is my sister girl right here, Carrie Joy. Now I'm getting old. I asked her, this song we had recorded before, but I asked her to take a moment. She's a spoken word artist as well as being a vocalist. And I asked her to take a moment and think about current events and add to this song and tell her and tell you guys what she thinks about what's going on. So I want you to really listen to everything that we say in this song, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it speaks to you, okay? Here we go. It ain't bad, I promise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where It's vivid in the color of my skin. History is complicated, but beauty you can find if you search the truth inside your heart. America, do you even recognize yourself? America, steady trying to conquer someone else. America, but I love her, so yes I do. America. Who are you? Who am I? We're strangers living side by side, but beauty you can find if you step outside of your own backyard. America, don't you know she belongs to me and you? America, after all of the struggle we've been through. America, but I love her, so yes I do. America.
1492. I can think of 1492 reasons why we never worked, America. Why broken promises made up the pillow on which I cried myself to sleep, dreaming that just maybe there wouldn't be a 1493. But now I'm at about 2017 and my pillow is so drenched in tears. Still you're wondering why I feel so down, wondering why I always have to bring up the past when the only present you seem to offer me is consistency. America, you promised me you would change. You promised me that the seeds of greed and hatred that were sown into this foundation would be uprooted and destroyed. Your vows were supposed to be self-evident, but words etched in stone are irrelevant, especially when bars are built around them, locking up all of your unwanted children born out of your love affair with profits and convenience. Your love affair that I have inherited, because anything that you have loved, you have plundered. This land, my body, my culture, you promised me you would change. But your amendments have amended nothing but semantics, making change that's senseless, systematically built on inflated promises and nothing but your word. I'm sorry, but I don't buy it. America, I'm trying, but I should have believed you the first time when you manifested a destiny that did not include all of U.S. I think I only love the thought of us, because when I look back at our history, I realize that there was never really a U.S. to love America. I would love to say it's not you. It's me, but nah, baby, it's you. And I know they say communication is key, so I am asking you, when will you unlock these chains? When will you defend me as your own and not just something that you own? Why is freedom only an acceptable conversation during our pillow talk? How do relationships like this even last? They say communication is key. So America, open up. I'm looking for a reason to stay.
America, do you even recognize yourself? Steady trying to conquer someone else. But I love you, so yes I do. America. Listen, black is you, black is me, black is us, black is we. America is you and us and me. Black is you, black is me, black is us, black is we. America is you and us and me. Black is you, black is me, black is us, black is we. America is you and us and me. Black is you, black is me, black is us, black is we. America is you and us and me. You, me, us, we. You, me, us, we. Can we have another hand for Carrie Joy, y'all? She got me.
Yeah.
I was feeling that.
There might not be tap dancing, but they're still dancing.
There's so much dancing happening over here, y'all. I hope there's dancing happening at your houses also. That was Roger Larry Lentel, the amazing. Woo!
And what a gift that you've been following this career for so long.
I know.
Discovered.
We were like little babies in the 90s, and now look where she is. I'm not the least surprised. She's like that talented back then too. Oh my goodness. So, as a reminder, if you're feeling that too, if you were dancing in your home aisles, dance on over to voicesinaction.concert.com and slip a little scratch to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund so that we can fix America.
Make us
Better.
All right. Probably we won't fix it.
Okay.
That's maybe optimistic, but we could certainly build the power of the racial justice movement that we so desperately need right now.
Most definitely.
Yes.
All right. So I think we're going to keep this dancing out going.
Keep it dancing.
Because next up we have the Matlock duo.
Yeah.
Which I love this name.
We're in here. I think we're here. There we go.
And pianist Daniel Lockhart, our dynamic performer, having worked with organizations for the National Association of Teachers of Singing, to Woodminster Summer Theater, charming directors and conductors in the Bay Area. They bring heart to their global experience. Hi.
Well, hi. Thank you for having us.
We're very happy to be here. We have 2 songs for you by the wonderful New York writing team, Goldrich and Heisler. And I have to say, happy 4th of July weekend. But with that, I say, whenever I've heard patriotic music, I'm supposed to feel proud or like I'm beating my breast. But I have always felt this, like I'm privileged to be born here, but I could have been born in England or India or Nigeria or, we are all the same. And the thing that binds us together or should bind us together is love. So this hate stuff that's going around, I can't even relate to. And I feel like love should be just as natural as breathing.
So that's why we picked this song. We picked this song called Love is Like Breathing because George Floyd couldn't breathe. And had he been shown some love, he would have been able to do that. This song is for all of you who have been holding their breath their whole life.
There is great love, absurd love.
have to tell you to donate. Donate to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Everything you need to know on the screen in your chat. Be sure you do that, not don't do that. And do extra. If you don't know what to say, donate. If you don't know what to do, donate. If you feel helpless, donate. Just donate. This is not going to happen without us coming together and making it happen, making change happen. And so in a sense, we've got to make our own party. And that's what we're singing next.
When life gets you down, it can hurt you so. The sun is shining outside, but your heart feels 10 below. Don't you worry your head. Don't you shed no tears. Oh, just think to yourself, who said birthdays have to happen only once a year? Oh, sometimes you got to make your own party. Sometimes you got to bake your own cake. Sometimes you got to light your own candles. Make a few wishes for your own sake. Sometimes it seems that dreams might desert you when things are going quite like you planned. Don't pack it in, just make your own party. If there's no music, be your own band. When life gets you down, you feel your friends are few. The sun is shining outside, but inside the storm clouds brew. Don't you worry your head. Don't you cry. Oh, go to the closet, take out the tinsel, and watch the clouds roll by. Oh, sometimes you got to blow your own trumpet. Sometimes you got to blaze your own trail. Pour your own tea and serve your own crumpets. Who needs a donkey pin your own tail? Have you donated yet? You should be donating. You should be clicking. Do you want to go to the party? Yes, I want to go to the party. What a lovely night for a party. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, come along, I'll bring the confetti. Salsa, schnapps, and sauce for spaghetti. Put the music on and we're ready. What you think? Should we make the champagne white or pink when we start to drink at our party? Sometimes you got to pop your own cork. Sometimes you got to buy your own bubbly. Toast to new friends, new love, and new life. Sometimes it seems that dreams may escape, but what's round the corner you never know. Don't bag it in, just make your own party. Don't bag it in, just make your own party. If there's no script, then write your own show.
That was so much fun. It was just like heartfelt and delightful.
Thank you.
Thank you so
I'm gonna go
much.
bake my own cake.
That's it. You know, make it happen. Let's just make it happen. Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you, Katie and Emily.
Yep. Donate.
You're the Matlock duo. Donate.
Donate. Where are we donating to,
We're
Jacqueline?
donating to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund so that they can defend us against racism.
Yes.
That's actually really reductive. There's so
I
much
know,
more than
very.
that. That was a dumb thing to say. Like, the NAACP Legal Defense Fund has been one of the most trailblazing civil rights organizations and initiatives in the country for many, many decades, for almost a century. And so they're out there fighting for civil rights and racial justice every day of the year, not just in 2020, not just when it's a hashtag, not just when the country's thinking about it. When the country's thinking about something else, they're doing the work then too.
Yeah, they were founded in 1940. I pulled up their little bio, our intro.
For information. And so founded by Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall.
African American U.S. Supreme Court Justice. And yeah, definitely. So they've been doing this work for 80 years now. 80 years? Yes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Goodness.
Amazing.
Goodness.
So,
yes.
And I want to say one thing about what we mean when we say donate, because I think most people watching this, if you're watching this, you know that this is a moment in the movement, right? This is not a movement, but it's a big moment for the movement for racial justice. And it's a great moment to think, what is an amount that I could give that would make me a little uncomfortable? Like, what's an amount that I could give that make me sweat it a little bit, right? Because it's going to take all of us being willing to be uncomfortable and reach beyond what we think is quite possible for us to actually build a racial justice movement that becomes the dominant force in this country.
Yeah, definitely. I think earlier in the evening I said something about, like $5, like how much, like your fancy coffee, you're not going out to get it right now, probably. If you're working from home like I am, do that. Maybe, it's actually a fancy coffee every week. That will make you uncomfortable. Some of us are privileged enough to be saving money working from home in some ways, because I'm not eating out at lunch 3 or 4 times a week, which I want to do. Put that towards good organizations like the NAACP.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We are going to keep the music flowing with this wonderful a cappella group called Solstice. They've enthralled audiences with their passionate treatment of music for women's voices. Solstice was a featured performer at the 2001 West Coast A Cappella Summit, along with the Bobs and Impact. At the 2007 San Francisco Regional Harmony Sweepstakes, Solstice was awarded first place and Best Original Arrangement. And we are going to get to hear from them now. And I am personally very psyched because I'm a big a cappella nerd. So
same. Not as big as you, but
I think we're having audio issues. You're muted, Ronnie.
I am.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Lamp. Are we going to retry this? I think we might retry.
Yes.
I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fear, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no war, for beautiful you are my world, my truth. And it's you are whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root. a bud of a bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart, I carry it in my heart.
Ugh, I love that poem to begin with. I'm a little bit of a puddle. You're muted again.
Oh,
There you are.
okay, I'm back.
I think we should get to our next guest because she's been having internet issues. So let's get her
Yes.
over her. Do you want to introduce
Definitely
her?
go. Okay, I am not sure how to say her name, but Dr. Afrora is a gifted vocalist, actor, and producer that has shared the stage with Maya Angelou, Betty Carter, Carmen McRae, and many more. Featured.
She can't hear us.
She can't hear us. Can you hear us, Doctor?
Well, let's finish introducing her while we're finding that.
Finish the intro. Okay. She's been a featured vocalist with the San Francisco Medicine Ball Band, the Red Hot
I can see your mouths moving, but you're really, really soft, and my volume is all the way up on my phone.
Sacred Ground, and the Judy Hall Trio. She is currently with the Isoja Health and Wellness Band and her band Chocolate Medicine. So, Dr. Afrora.
I don't know what's happening.
Is she?
I don't know.
I don't know what's up. Okay, I'm trying to. I'm gonna close.
Closing the door. Go for it.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes. We can hear you, Dr. Fraha. Yeah.
Okay, hello. Okay,
You're
I guess
on.
I'm on. I'm going to be drawing from 3 activists today, whom the first is Dr. Maya Angelou. She's born Marguerite Annie Johnson on April 4th, 1928. And I worked with her in a project called Blacks, Blues, Blacks in 1968. So here we go. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may tread me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I got oil wells pumping in my living room, just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of the tide, just like hope springing high. Still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my hauntedness offend you? Don't you take it off for hard, 'cause I walk like I got gold mines. I laugh digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You can cut me with your eyes. You can kill me with your hatefulness. but still, like air I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Oh, does it come as a surprise that I dance, 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 dance like I got diamonds at the meaning of my thighs? Out of the husk of a history shake, I rise up from a past that's rooted in pain. I rise, I am a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear the tides, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. Into one daybreak, this wondrously clear. I am the gift that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Mr. Oscar Brown Jr., born October 10th, 1926 in Chicago, Illinois. We worked the same theater in San Francisco, the boarding house, when he was doing his show, and I'm gonna do his song, The Snake. On her way to work one morning, on a path downside the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she cried, I'll take you in and I'll take care of you. Take me in, tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, tender woman. Sighed the snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter made of pure silk, and she gently placed him by her fireplace with some sweet honey and some warm milk. She hurried home from work that night, and as soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. Take me in, tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, tender woman. Sighed the snake. She picked him up and pulled him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin again, then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thanks to her, they can't give her a vicious bite. Take me in, tender woman. Take me in for goodness sake. Take me in, tender woman. Sighed the snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew darn well I was a snake before you took me in. Take me in, tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, tender woman. Sighed the snake. Anna Marie Wooldridge, born August 6, 1930. When I interacted with her in Berkeley, she was using the name Aminata Moseka, but she's better known as Abby Lincoln. This is her composition, I think about the life I lived, a figure made of clay. And I think about the things I lost, the things I gave away. And when I'm in a certain mood, I search the house and look. One night I found these magic words in a magic book. Throw it away. Go on and throw it away. Give your love and live your life each and every day. And keep your head wide open. Let the sun shine through. 'Cause you can never lose a thing if it belongs to you. There's a hand that rocks the cradle and a hand that helps us stand with a gentle kind of motion as it moves across the land. And the hands unclench and open, gifts of life and love it brings. So keep your head wide open if you need anything. Or throw it away. Throw it away. Give your love. Live your life each and every day. And keep your hand wide open. Let the sun shine through. 'Cause you can never lose a thing if it belongs to you. There's a natural lie to get you. Oh, for you hold and claim, possessing and belonging to, acknowledging a name. And keep your head wide open if you need love today. 'Cause remember, you can never lose it, even if you throw it all away. Throw it away. Throw it away. Give your love, live your life each and every day. And keep your hands wide open. Let the sun shine through. 'Cause you can never lose a thing if it belongs to you. You can never lose a thing if it belongs to you. Throw it away. Thank you for stopping in. That's all I got for you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think you're muted, Jacqueline.
I was just
You should
yelling
take
about
a
how
turn.
much I loved that and how great she was.
That was great.
Yes. Dr. Mwansa Faraha. Yes. What a gift. Woo!
Yes.
And
That's it.
our time together is over.
It is.
But your time, audience, is not over. There's even more amazing stuff just about to come up.
Such amazing stuff. But you do need to move to the next broadcast channel. So whatever platform you're on, YouTube or Facebook, go back to the
main page, look for the new link, and there you'll find a new host, Angelina Spicer.
Yeah. So, yeah, the new MC, Angelina Spicer, is a comedian who's been a regular sketch performer on Jimmy Kimmel Live and Conan, and also an outspoken advocate for maternal mental health after her diagnosis and hospitalization of postpartum depression. So she's using her voice in comedy clubs And she's also working with lawmakers in California and on Capitol Hill to implement laws to support early motherhood. She's a total all-around powerhouse. You're going to be in great hands with her.
Yes. And while you are doing this move,
It also is just a couple of clicks.
in order for you to donate, that is what we are here for. This is what everyone's giving their time for.
Today, it's
For you to take time, click donate, and help support the NAACP Education Defense Fund.
Veronica, thanks for hosting this with me.
thank you, Jacqueline. This was a blessing.
Absolutely. And we'll see you all on the next broadcast.